Hey everybody, it's me, DeoGenZ, here with another edition of Pokemon Potential. On today's Potentiality, we are going to take a look at a weather balloon that you can't pop without feeling pain. It is Drifblim. Drifblim is awesome. It's a ghost flying type, so unfortunately it has a good amount of weaknesses, and surprisingly, this poke has barely any defenses to speak of. You know, I've never really battled with Drifblim before this, so I'll be honest, I thought it was something of a defensive, wally type poke, just because it's big and bulbous. You know, I very much misjudged it on that. You know, it can learn Rest, I think it even can learn Roost, but that's not going to do a whole lot when your defenses are as weak as they are. You got 4 weaknesses that are prevalent in metagame. So what you'll want to do with Drifblim is actually make it a sweeper, surprisingly. I had no clue. And its speed is not too bad. I mean, it could be better, for sure. But I think that its lacking speed and its base stats drops it down a tier. So it's why you wouldn't see a Drifblim in, say, OU or UU. Although I haven't, played in those tiers enough to say. So maybe Drifblim does pop up, who knows. But the way this poke works is that by attaching an item which will boost one of your moves, one type of move, temporarily for just one turn, and then having that move discarded once you use, say, Shadow Ball or Acrobatics, depending on what item, Flying or Ghost Gem, you choose to attach, then it will be unburdened. And a good thing about this moveset, how it works very well with itself and with what Drifblim has to offer, is that Acrobatics is a stab move that works in a way that when you have no items attached, increases power 100%. So, that meager looking 55 base power that Acrobatics has will be maxed out to 110 once that Flying or Ghost Gem is taken away. And probably I would say go with the Flying Gem. This way, when your initial acrobatic strike occurs, you'll already have an item that boosts its power. And that's the beauty of the gem items, is that they disappear after they're used in one turn. And it's funny because I really never messed around with them before. I always thought that why would I want an item that only powers up one type of move for one turn? What could the usefulness of that possibly be? And well, people, here it is. It comes in the way of Drifblim's acrobatic abilities. But when it comes to its actual ability, Unburden, that's where we see the pickup for the little lacking bit of base stats and speed that Drifblim possesses. When an item is used, Unburden will activate, and Unburden will boost the speed of whatever poke possesses that ability, which in this case is our big bulbous balloon, which does have the ability to take foes with it, thanks to Destiny Bond. Another move that I haven't often used, but I've seen many metagames where my own pokes at full health have been taken out because they popped a Drifblim too prematurely. And I was not aware that I should just wait until that Drifblim does not have any more power points for that maneuver. Now, another thing that you can do to somewhat support your team with this set, but also make it so that Drifblim has a bit more staying power on the field, is Will-O-Wisp. It may force some of your opponent's pokes to go back to their ball because they don't want to deal with the burn at this point and waste it on a Drifblim, or it may cause them to switch just because that will diminish their physical attack. That's the cool thing about burn, a secondary effect, similar to how paralysis will make sure that that poke is slower than everything else out on the field at the time. Burn will lower your opponent's physical attack. So if they're trying to hit you with bites and crunches, well, quite frankly, I'd retract Drifblim back or get the Destiny Bond kicking, but you would be able to maybe sustain more damage thanks to that status effector. One cool way I saw Drifblim being used was as a weather balloon, actually. It has the ability to learn Weather Ball, or rather it has the potential to learn Weather Ball. I have to stop saying ability because I fear that I'm starting to confuse you folks at home. So it has the potential to learn Weather Ball. We're still going to include acrobatics in the flying gem because, hey, that is just such a beastly combination that will activate two things, Unburden and acrobatics 100% power boost capacity. Rain Dance, which is, I don't know if I would really include it on Drifblim or just keep Drifblim in the wings as a part of a Rain Dance team. Maybe this is the poke that starts it all off. Maybe you intend for Drifblim to be somewhat of death fodder, and you just need him there to set up Rain Dance, so anything else that he takes out on his own is just plus, perhaps. However, I don't like treating my pokes in that fashion. You may do that, but that's your strategy. And so the reason I would say that is because of its weak defenses that we discussed earlier in this episode. It really does not have a lot of staying power. Yes, it's got a lot of hit points, but those hit points will be taken out quickly due to its lacking defenses, both special and physical. So don't want to really waste time with a Rain Dance. I would probably include Shadow Ball or maybe even a Calm Mind on there if you're going to do any sort of field altering or status affecting moves. And then Thunder, of course, you will want to include in place of, say, Thunderbolt, which it also has access to if you don't want to go on full rain team mode with Drifblim. Thunder's great because in the rain, it has 100% accuracy. It will automatically hit every time in the rain, no matter what. Well, alright, there is some possible things that could happen, like say your opponent switches to an Electivire and they predict what's coming due to the rainstorm, then it wouldn't be a time to use Thunder because, well, its motor drive will absorb it and turn it into a speed boost. But hey, we'll get to that when we talk about Electivire's EV sets. So that has been Drifblim for this week's Pokemon Potential. Let me know below how you've battled with this balloon before. Have you gone full out sweeping in the rain, or have you done some tricky Destiny Bond tactics? Let me know below. I'm curious to hear. And by the way, just in case you wanted to be involved in making sets for these, I hate to inform you that this is me from weeks ago. I make these sets long in advance because one thing I found out with my past series, Pokemon of the Week, back on Planet Poke, definitely check that channel and the content they have to serve out. I found that doing it week to week was harder to do than just stockpiling a bunch of episodes. So it is truly my apologies that my time management skills are faulty and procrastination on me is high. Those are just my base stats and I got to deal with them. So to kind of counteract that, I've stockpiled a lot of episodes, and so if you still want to get involved, and truly I want you to, I want to see what sets you have to offer, because hey, this is just one view that I'm putting up here. This is just one amongst many possible ways, or a few amongst many possible ways of which you can raise these pokes. So if you've got some input, please place it in the comments section below, and I will definitely check your comments out. I love to read them, plussing them up, and all those sorts of things. But hey, why don't you plus this episode up, give it a nice like and a share, and you'll be automatically entered to win a shiny on episode 10 of this series. So I've been DeoGenZ, and I will see you next week.